Hello, Hi Esoterica viewers. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the last 2 weeks of December, Energy of the Collective, and I'll be using the Force of Enchantment Tarot by Luna Ea Weatherstone, illustrated by Marela Allwood. I set the intention for an insightful reading for the last 2 weeks of December for the energy of the collective. How does that third week begin? You don't need a lot of cards. Oh, there was 3 cards there. And they popped up face up. What is the middle of that third week? What is the energy? Ah, I see this one first. Whoa, okay. We're going to move on to the last week of December. How does that week begin? Just 1 or 2 cards. Oh. 4 cards came out. How does this last week of December end? Just a couple of cards. That one. Anything else for this last week of December? The last day, just 1 card. Anything else? Oh, there it is. Let's see what we got. That whole first week was face up. If you are new to my channel, I always read the definitions given by the author and the artist. Every tarot deck has its own personality. Just like you have different friends with different personalities, so does every author of tarot cards, putting their own energies and definitions into a tarot deck. And so I will always read what they wanted each card to mean, and then I will channel any other information that comes through in the tarot reading. This is the third week of December's energy and the 4th weeks of December energy. Just because you see cards upright or reversed, we can all tap into the energies of the positive or the negative aspects depending on how we feel, what we decide each and every day, each and every moment of every day. So know that you can tap into any of these energies as they show up in your life. This is a general reading of the energies for the entire collective. It's kind of like a weather report and what kind of energies are going to be affecting each and every one of us. Sometimes energy does move quickly and sometimes it comes in late, sometimes it lingers. Energy always moves at its own pace. So keep that in mind. Knowing what energies are coming in to influence us allows each of us to harness and tap into those energies to create a better experience for ourselves. And just like these are the energies that are going to be affecting all of us in every area of your life. So as the energy comes in, it's not only going to affect just your daily life, it's going to affect your relationships, it's going to affect your career, it's going to affect anything that you want to do or travel or experience. So keep these energies in mind as you make your plans for the last 2 weeks of December. And here we go, starting with the energy of this third week of December with the Child of Spells. The Child of Spells has marched boldly into the forest to try out his homemade magic staff. He wants to be a wizard, but he isn't very interested in putting in the study time. In his mind, he's ready right now. Planting his feet firmly and focusing his energy through the staff as he's seen real wizards do, he attempts to magically transform a rabbit. The rabbit isn't worried at all. If this card does not represent a particular person, it can mean an audacious attempt, a well-meaning mistake, or childlike enthusiasm for a project or plan. Character traits: playful, enthusiastic, curious, brave, a risk taker, funny and waggish, doesn't give up easily, learns by trial and error. Shadow traits: naughtiness, bravado, acts before he thinks, won't accept responsibility for his actions, unreliable, easily distracted. This idea came into my mind as I read that, knowing that this is the holidays and a lot of families are getting back together. Oftentimes, when you are grown adults and you step back into your childhood home and your older parents or other siblings, they might treat you again as a child and not as the adult who you have become. You might also tap into your own childlike enthusiasm for the holidays, for getting to play again with your siblings, or maybe even friends from the neighborhood, wherever or whatever it is. It's definitely excitement in this card, and that's a really fun energy going into this third week of December. The next energy coming in is the Four of Boons. Trolls are very fond of money, though they have little opportunity to actually spend it. Their avarice nature drives them to try many schemes for increasing their wealth. These troll wives have set up a pie stand along the forest path, offering toothsome temptations to hungry travelers. But as much as they covet the glint of silver, the troll wives can't bring themselves to actually give up any of their pies. They scold all their customers away and sit moodily among far more pies than even they could eat. When you run into troll wives, it means someone is feeling overly attached to material possessions. Fear of scarcity distorts reality so that however much you have, it never seems like enough. This can lead to hoarding, literally or emotionally. Give up the greed to find peace of mind. Let someone else have some pie. There is plenty for all. Meaning at a glance: greed, poverty consciousness, hoarding, fearful attachment to material possessions. A closer look. Today's pies are shrewberry, mock hedgehog, and deep dish mango wurzel. Okay, the next energy coming in is the oldest one. This is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards have more of an overarching theme, more influence on the energies affecting all of us. The minor arcana cards, they are more of the day-to-day kind of energies. The oldest one. The forest is old and full of stories. The hedgehog child, the rabbit's bride, the sleeping princesses, the foolish son, the faithful sister, and the poisoned apple. Every traveler who passes through adds a story strand to the glittering web of enchantment. The preservation of all these stories is entrusted to the oldest one, memory keeper of the forest. This venerable yew tree has seen 3,000 summers and more. With age comes the ability to see the big picture with calm contemplation and deep-rooted understanding. The oldest one welcomes you and bids you to stay a while. Ask for the story you most need to hear right now. Then add your own tale to the living library of lore. The oldest one reminds us that having a historical perspective is reassuring in times of trouble, and having a mythological or religious perspective helps us find meaning in our lives. Tales, legends, and lore have been handed down from generation to generation because they are a vital part of our shared humanity. Meaning at a glance: teaching, traditions, religion, and mythology, wise counsel, true authority, and expertise. A closer look. See the owl? That gives you an idea of how big the oldest one is. It is a cute little tiny owl. The next energy coming in is Moonlight, another major arcana card. Who dares to go into the forest when the moon is full? Who would follow the luminous paths to the gazing pool? The forest is a different place by moonlight. What is familiar by day becomes illusionary when the moon is full. The sounds of the night are eerie, haunting, filling you with nameless longing. Moonbeams sift down through the branches, silvering the sylvan glade. Hares go mad in the moonlight, wild with lunatic ecstasy. They dance and leap, then suddenly stand motionless, frozen, bewitched. They return to themselves when the dawn breaks. Most of the time, it is said that those who sleep in the moonlight either go mad or become poets. The poet Byron wrote, "There is a dangerous silence in that hour, a stillness which leaves room for the full soul to open all itself without the power of calling wholly back its self-control." Perhaps our lives are but a dream, and we are all as mad as moon hares. Even the most pragmatic cannot deny the magic of the night. When moonlight shines upon your reading, take it as a sign to let intuition rule over logic for a time. Pay attention to your dreams, which may be full of portents. Spend time outside in the dark with no intention other than to be open to the mystery. Meaning at a glance: secrecy and mystery, the dream world, intuition, something is hidden from view. A closer look. How many hares do you see in this card? There's also one in the water. Three of challenges is the next energy coming in. It is easy to get lost in the woods. It is also easy to get rid of something there. A desperately poor man has brought his little daughter and son far into the forest, intending to leave them to their fate. At home, only slow starvation awaits them. Perhaps among the wild beasts, their end will be quicker. This is a terrible moment. It is the moment when a father abandons his children. The children are puzzled, but they trust him. They will wait here for his return. You've probably heard a tale like this before. Alas, there have been many children abandoned in the enchanted forest. In the stories, they frequently do quite well for themselves, but the brutal betrayal is not easily overcome. This card signifies a hardening of emotions and fateful decisions made in a moment of weakness and fear. It is a warning to protect yourself, and it also cautions against hurting others. There are many kinds of betrayal, and many ways to break your own heart. Meaning at a glance: betrayal, a heartless decision, an abuse of trust, a stupid and unnecessary drastic action. Everyone involved is hurt. A closer look: magical brambles rapidly grow across the path, springing from the anguished tears of the fleeing father. Oh, that is a sad card. Three of challenges. Challenges would be swords. This card is often represented as a heart with three swords piercing it. And it's usually a really hard decision that you're facing. I would say, like the moonlight, pause for a minute till more information is revealed and then make a decision. But wow, that's a lot of energy. And to see this next card, the Folly, which would be the Tower card coming up next, it is in the reverse position. So hopefully we'll take that energy. This is a Major Arcana card. Long ago, a wealthy man riding through the forest came upon the tallest and most magnificent tree he had ever seen. Feeling entitled to whatever caught his fancy, he claimed it for his own. Not content with nature's perfection, he commanded that the tree be hollowed out and carved into an elaborate folly. In his arrogance and ignorance, he refused to listen to the woodsman, warning that the towering treetop was too slender to bear the strain. Fearing for their employment, the woodsmen obeyed the cruel orders, though it tore at their hearts to do it. At first, the rich man and his rich friends were amused by the folly's eccentric appearance in the solemn forest, but they soon lost interest and abandoned it. In time, the tree, dying from the inside out, cracked, and the folly fell into ruin. A dead zone radiates from its roots, and no creature comes near, except a great flock of rooks that spirals up at dusk, harshly crying out their anger and their grief. The Folly signifies the ending of indulgent and worthless vanities. This does not always feel good. Most radical changes disrupt one's equilibrium for a time. Step back and look at what you've made and how it serves you. What folly needs to be destroyed so that the true and the beautiful can return? Meaning at a glance: destruction, ending the old to make way for the new. A bad idea reaches its inevitable conclusion. A closer look: a collective noun for a group of rooks is building. Building of rooks. What are these rooks building from the ruins? The Folly, traditionally the Tower card in the tarot, to me, is usually a shakeup of everything that you believe in. And it's shaken you to your core. If you don't release old beliefs that don't serve you or where you're trying to go, the universe will take it away. And that's the kind of destruction that's going to mess you up for a while. So I like that the Folly is in reverse. And I like this definition of these rooks. And we're seeing them here at the bottom. And the fact that the meaning said that a collective noun for a group of rooks is building. And we have them swirling here at the bottom of this Folly card, but building up again new. So that's the energy that we can tap into. Time to rebuild. Going into this final week of December, we begin with the Three of Boons. In a cozy forest cottage, three friends are working together to make a potion. The earth goblin sorts through the mushrooms she gathered. She lives close to the ground and has a keen eye for each growing thing's usefulness. The old witch brews and bottles the potion. She sprinkles a good pinch of enchantment, adding power to the pot as she stirs. The raven writes out the spell instructions and affixes them to bottles that will be sealed with beeswax. Her expertise comes from poetry and from instinct. These friends are here to remind you that even the smallest task, sorting mushrooms for instance, can contribute to a greater purpose, especially if it's done with a happy and willing heart. Offer your skills to projects that can use them, and don't be shy about asking others to collaborate on your own projects as well. Many hands make light work, as the saying goes, and they also make the work much more fun. Meaning at a glance: cooperation, separate parts adding up to a greater whole, fruitful times in happy company. A closer look. The potion ingredients include bracket fungus, Amanita muscaria, boletus, chanterelle, rosemary, mandrake, mint, pine needles, and laughter. The Weaver of Boons comes in next. The Weaver of Boons knows just what you need. When you visit her cottage in the forest clearing, the aura of peace and plenty embraces you. This witch's magic is earth-centered. The virtues of plants, the secrets of stones, bird and animal lore, the dance of the seasons. She treasures both the wildness of the woods and the beauty of her well-tended garden. She is the preserver, nurturer, and healer, feeding both body and spirit with motherly love. If this card does not represent a particular person, it can indicate the need for some common sense, an offering of comfort and care, or a monetary windfall. Character traits: earthy sensuality, a merry nature, motherly, a generous heart grounded in practicality, protective of family and community. Shadow traits: smothering, takes too much upon herself, judges other people's lifestyles, insists that she knows best. She probably does. Wow. Knowing that this is the last week of December, and again, we're probably all spending time with family and loved ones, you will probably see a lot of these energies playing out amongst different people in your own circle. Let's continue with the next energy. It is Suspension, another major arcana card. In an ancient pine in a remote part of the forest, a sorcerer hangs suspended in amber. Though his body is caught in stasis, he is alive, and his consciousness roams freely through many worlds. In his pre-science, the sorcerer foresaw that deeper wisdom would be needed if he was to help the world in hard times to come. The normal passage of time was too swift for him to learn all he wished to learn, so he created a pocket of timelessness in the heart of the pine and stepped into it of his own volition. As the enchanted sap flowed warmly around his mortal form, the sorcerer felt himself rotating, released from gravity's grip. When the amber had solidified, the sorcerer was head downward, like an infant in the womb. In the proper time, he will release himself from this chamber of deepening and emerge reborn. Suspension signifies a time of surrender to a higher purpose. There are times for action, and there are times when it is best to stay still and deepen in wisdom. Your soul is ready for its next stage of growth. This may involve a sacrifice of worldly ambition or well-laid plans. Meaning at a glance: initiation, a new point of view, surrender, mystical messages, a retreat from daily life, heeding, an inner call. A closer look. The dragonfly is a symbol of change and self-realization. The presence of a dragonfly in the sorcerer's amber cocoon is an affirmation that he is on the right track in his pursuit of wisdom. Very interesting. So this is normally the Hanged Man in traditional tarot, and because it is in the reverse position, it is time to reemerge. You have learned everything that you can. It is time to take action and go forward. In the next energy, it is the Six of Visions. All in the golden afternoon, a child comes to her secret spot by the river, bringing her book and her imagination. She is absorbed, enchanted, blissfully lost in her beloved stories. She doesn't even notice the forest creatures and magical beings all around her, though it wouldn't surprise her to see they are real, for she believes in them fervently. These hours are the foundation of her lifetime's ideas about happiness. As long as she can find her way into the forest or lose herself in a book, she will always be the child with dreaming eyes of wonder. When we grow up, we're expected to put away childish things and settle down to take life seriously. But we are never too old to live an enchanted life. This card is a reminder that the child you once were is still part of you. What was magic then is still magic today. All you have to do is open your mind to it. Your old friends from books and your imagination are close at hand, waiting for you to come for a picnic by the river. Meaning at a glance. Memories of childhood, nostalgia, the way you were before cynicism or bitterness touched you. A closer look. Do you see the dragonfly? So we have a dragonfly here, and it's fluttering around here, which means that this sorcerer probably got himself moving and tapped into that inner child. The next energy, another major arcana card. Sunlight. The piper comes to the gates of dawn. The new day awakes. The hush of night is broken by birdsong. First one tender note, then another, then the whole chorus of joy. Flowers open their eyes. Dew-damp ferns unfurl. The melody the piper plays, both temporal and eternal. Can you hear it? Does your soul stir in response to its call? Oh, the goodness that is in the world, the beauty, the grace, the love. This is the light that breaks through illusion. This is the force that initiates, sustains, empowers. Life-giving sunlight always finds its way through even the most tangled and forbidding of forests. When sunlight blesses your reading, be ready to receive good fortune. This is the most positive card in the whole tarot, assuring you that all will be well. Challenges will be overcome, bright visions will come to pass, spells will succeed, and boons of all kinds are yours for the taking. Remember to be grateful. Meaning at a glance. Happiness, well-being, growth, the warm glow of life. Things are better than you know. A closer look. Thrush and blackbird are singing the morning chorus. Primroses and calendines symbolize the springtime sun. Oh, that's so beautiful. Still, we're all in that glow of the magic of the holidays, going into that celebratory last day of December, New Year's Eve. And that is the Three of Visions. Even in the enchanted forest, this is a remarkable sight. What appears at first to be a rumble of aggressive bears is revealed to be quite the opposite. Bedecked with garlands of blackberry brambles, 3 bewitching bears are dancing together in celebration. What are they celebrating? It's a beautiful day in the forest, and they are bears. What could be better than that? They dance barefoot on a carpet of wood violets that release their sweetness on the air, adding to the delight of the day. You don't have to be a bear to know that making time for friendship is as important as any other aspect of life. If you've been neglecting your connections to friends, now is the time to make it a priority. Gather with those who know you well and with whom you can be yourself. You don't need a special occasion. The time you spend in good company is a celebration in itself. Meaning at a glance. Friendship, pastime with good company, playfulness, laughter, the delights of companionship. A closer look. Wood violets are a symbol of gentle kindness in the language of flowers. Violets say, "Would you like to be my friend?" I love it. I love it. That is beautiful. What an incredible journey December has been. And the only thing that kind of stood out and lingered is really about this time to transform. And it's interesting that the previous video, that first week of December, ended with the death card, the Black Shuck, in this tarot deck. And again, transformation. Here it is again, shaking you to the core, making sure your beliefs are definitely on track with who you have become, who you may still be becoming, and rebuilding yourself. So a lot of transformation for all of us, but so much support and abundance is also there. In the previous video is also a lot of movement, trying to get moving. And here we have another reminder of that. It's time to get up and go live, and tapping into that inner child and following your heart is really what's going to bring you the most to celebrate. And I will pull a card from the Goddess Guidance Oracle card from Doreen Virtue, PhD. I set the intention for any additional messages on clarity for the collective for this last 2 weeks of December. Just one card, please. Oh, I feel it. Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. That is exactly the same message from the previous video of the first 2 weeks of December. So again, time to go, be daring, live your dreams. Let's see what else she says. Message from Freya. Don't play it safe right now. Instead, take bold action in the direction of your true heart's desire. Success comes not from timidity, but from committing yourself fully to realizing your dream. Hold the clear intention of success, and it shall come about. Enjoy the excitement of taking risks, of being bold, and of being daring, and be sure to celebrate your success with a party or by splurging on a wonderful indulgence. Wow, I love that. I really do. What a beautiful message from Freya. Thank you. And this entire month of December is really about being brave, tapping into that inner child, and go try some stuff. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it won't. Get rid of all of these old lingering beliefs of anything that's holding you back from your success. Stop waiting. Start adventuring. Follow your heart. And don't forget to celebrate. I love this reading. I wish everybody a wonderful new year ahead. Let's all continue to just keep releasing everything that does not serve us and rebuild ourselves as the people that we want to be in this life. I wish you the very best. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, subscribing. It means the world to me and helps me to share this message with others who may need it. Thank you again so much. With so much love and so much light, I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye for now.